So I was diagnosed in October of 2018 with what's called pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor cancer. It's a rare cancer, and my oncologic team is at University of Iowa. I do have a local oncologist here, but even he, who has been practicing for a number of years, admitted that he's seen 50 in his career, and they see about 50 a week up there.
I was diagnosed with acute T-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma. I went from being a 3-sport athlete to having to go to Memphis and not really doing all the things I was used to doing, like being involved in school activities and being with friends.
It is stage 4. It's a slower growing cancer. It's not the pancreatic cancer that usually takes people in a couple months. So I guess I was blessed that way. The type of cancer that I have, some people are able to have surgery, which extends their life. Mine was inoperable because there was tumors wrapped around major arteries, which made surgery too risky. So at this point, it's mainly about quality of life. They know that it's not going to be cured and there's no surgery for it. So it's really just to try to maintain quality of life at this point.
Right away when we found out the diagnosis that it was the acute lymphoblastic lymphoma, stage 3, that we had a choice to go to Memphis.
With LifeLine Pilots, it's been a blessing in terms of I would say, efficiency, because with 5 children, we're always, whenever I have my appointments, we always have to figure out the logistics of being gone from the family, how long and who's going to watch them and things like that. It's been a blessing to only have a 40-minute flight instead of a 2.5-hour drive.
Sometimes we just had to end up back in Memphis. We didn't have a lot of warning, so I think that's where LifeLine Pilots were invaluable too, because all of a sudden we'd have to be there next week and it was like, oh crap, like it's a 6-hour drive, and so just even figuring that out. But if we could just call and get a plane ride, then we could hop on the plane and we could be there the next day.
The LifeLine Pilots flights has a huge impact on our families. It saves them time, it saves them money, and it saves them a big hassle that comes with needing to travel with someone who is traveling for medical treatment.
Working with the LifeLine Pilots, like setting up the missions, as soon as we sent an email or as soon as we made a call, they were calling us right back. They were making flights work, being flexible, and the pilots that we also had were just amazing.
The other things that was a blessing in this is that we would take one of the kids each time. Whoever wanted to go. Throughout this journey, there's been things that my family and each of the kids has been able to experience that they wouldn't have normally been able to experience.
But then like being on the plane because it's something new and it's so short, I don't know, it takes the stress out of it, I think.
Yeah, and I think when we're coming back from appointments where we may not have had the best news, to have to sit in the car for 2.5 hours versus just being on a very quick flight.
Our pilots donate the cost of the entire flight. They give their time, their talent, and their treasure in order to provide these flights free for the passenger. There's never a cost involved. The pilots are paying for the fuel and they're paying for all the costs involved. And every year, they're donating millions of dollars in free flights in order for us to provide this service for people that are in need of medical travel. It's also free because of our generous donors. We have grants and donations that come in from individuals and corporations that fund these flights, and it means that there's never a cost to the passenger. And there's also no limit to the number of times someone can fly with us, whether they need to go once for a second opinion or they need to go once a month for cancer treatment. We can help them get there.
On behalf of our family, we've been very blessed by the program. We've been very blessed by the administration, the donors, anyone that has anything to do with LifeLine Pilots. We've been so blessed by the program, and we strongly encourage you to continue to support it.
I think if I had to share with the donors, I feel like there's not really enough words of gratitude to, sorry, I don't want to get emotional, but it's hard to think about like finances and money, like as far as treatment and transportation and all of those things. So, I mean, I think it's amazing, and it's astonishing to think that we didn't have to worry about that. There's so much that we don't have control over and that we couldn't with treatment and diagnosis and all of that. The money that they donate, the funds that they provide to make this possible is invaluable. So I just feel like there isn't enough words of gratitude to thank them for making this available to us is really amazing.